Has to do with applications for alcoholic beverages for special one-day license for beer and wine, or malt beverages and wine only, or either one. The first applicant is Kamani Lakomthang of Wat Lao Mixaram of New England Temple. This will be for Saturday, July 4th from 12 noon to 8 p.m. and Sunday, July 5th, 2009 from 12 noon to 8 p.m. The event is a fundraiser for the temple at 41-45 Bernier Street on the outdoor grounds. Also, Corey Belanger for Saturday, July 25th, 2009 from 6 p.m. to 12:30 a.m. It is the Uptown Lowell Music and Arts Festival at Jackson Street, adjacent to the early garage, to be in an enclosed area. Also, Penny Hammergas of Worthen Cafe for an enclosed parking lot at 152 Worthen Street, the Lowell Folk Festival 2009, Friday, July 24th, 2009, from 5 p.m. to 1 a.m., and Saturday, July 25th, 2009, from 5 p.m. to 1 a.m.
Would you be kind enough to step to the mic and introduce yourself for the record?
Hello.
Okay.
Corey Belanger, Major's Pub.
Okay.
Penny Hamurgas, Worthen House Cafe.
Okay. Who, you been in before us? Have you been before us before, sir?
Yes, sir.
Have you been in here before?
Yes.
Okay. We haven't had any problems with your, have you run this fundraiser last year?
Yes.
Okay, everything went good?
Fine.
No problems, okay. Corey, this is the same weekend as the Folk Festival, isn't it?
That's correct.
Okay. I need to know how you're going to, you got your place and 3 venues that are going to be serving beer, right?
Yes.
Yeah, in charge of those. And then this is going to be down, this is not going to be in front of your place. This is going to be down the street?
Yes, that's correct, Commissioner. I do understand your concerns. My responsibilities are downtown this weekend.
Right.
I was approached by local artists to do a site. Do have an outdoor event on occasion, as we all know.
Yeah.
And where they normally do it each year has been booked. So they approached me, and I said, look, I'd love to have it, but my responsibilities are downtown again. And they agreed. Their staff's going to handle it. They've got stages. I mean, my regular staff I use for my events are going to help set up. It's all been coordinated by city officials, my staff, the artists, stage people, tent people, and whatnot.
Yeah, but you're still responsible.
I understand that.
And you know, your responsibility is downtown, but it's also your business.
That's correct.
You know, so it's kind of like the domino effect. If you lose one and they start falling, you know, guess where they're going to end up? Right on Jackson Street, you know, all of them.
Correct.
And that's, you know, you've
most
done
of
a great job. I'm not complaining. I'm not trying to just, when you walk off, you know, I got to be careful how I express myself in this, but, you know, artists, you know, they dance to a different drummer. Maybe that's the best way.
Understood.
They're artists, you know, and most of them have very, you know, but their thing isn't handling alcohol or, you know, this thing is putting stuff on canvas or building something or making. I'm not trying to make light of it or anything. I'm just trying to say that you're going to take all the people that you have that are experienced with you downtown, and you're going to entrust your reputation and your license to a group of artists.
We have enough staff to keep on site at Majors as well.
You need somebody there, at least one
Yes.
person there, that thoroughly understands that this is your license, and if this thing starts to even in the remotest way get out of hand, shut it down immediately, because, again, the dominoes are going to fall. And you know, I say that as a way to hopefully protect you. I don't want you to think I'm knocking you for what you're doing. I'm not.
No.
We're living in such a crazy society today that, you know, it only takes one mistake. It only takes one mistake, and you got a lawsuit a mile long against you, and you know yourself, it's your fault. It's certainly not that clown that took the drink and gave it to the kid that, you know, never, oh, no, it's your fault. You should have known he was going to do that, okay? So as long as you feel comfortable with what you're doing.
Staffing has
Okay.
actually already been arranged, Mr. Chairman, and there will be a site manager on each
Okay.
site at all times.
All right. And Penny, you've done this before across, this is going to be on the Parking lot, are you closing the street?
No.
No. You have a police officer or somebody
Yes.
for crossing? Okay?
Fencing
And
off the parking lot.
my only advice to you, and I know you've done it before, and I know we haven't had any problems, and we don't want any problem, is if I were you, I would use like, 2 different kinds of cups or glasses so that nobody, can say, oh, I saw them take a beer, because some people have nothing better to do but to watch for that stuff, and it's not that being critical of them or anything, but it just, it dispels even the appearance of any problems, okay? That being said,
I wish you all luck. I'll make a motion to go ahead and approve the licenses.
okay, motion made and seconded, all in favor say yes.
Yes.
Yes. Good luck.
Thank you.
Commission will now take up the matter to do with special events permits for amplified outdoor public entertainment. The National Park Service, John Marciano is representative for the Lowell Summer Music Series and the Children's Series commencing June 27th through inclusive of September 18, 2009. The venue being the Boarding House Park, 40 French Street. Entertainment will include live music with sound system. The Lowell Festival Foundation, John Marciano, representative for the Lowell Folk Festival 2009, July 24th, July 25th, July 26th, 2009. Entertainment will include live music with sound system at the following venues: Boarding House Park, 40 French Street, JFK Plaza, City Hall, Arcan Drive, St. Anne's Churchyard, 8 Kirk Street, the Dutton Street Dance Pavilion at the National Park Service parking lot, the Market Street Stage, 246 Market Street, the Lee Street Stage at Lee and John Streets, and last is the street performance area. Also, Adriana DiStefano of Middle Palmer LLC, Cafe Paradiso, the all-alcoholic beverage restaurant licensee at 45 Palmer Street. During the Folk Festival weekend, there will be a soloist with sound system in an enclosed outdoor area on Palmer Street at the corner of Middle Street for Friday, July 24th, Saturday, July 25th, and Sunday, July 26, 2009. The Worthen House Cafe, Penny Hammergast, treasurer, the all-alcoholic beverages restaurant licensee at 141 Worthen Street. During Lowell Folk Festival weekend, the band with sound system at 152 Worthen Street, that being the parking lot, enclosed for Friday, July 24th from 6 p.m. to 12 midnight, Saturday, July 25th from 6 p.m. to 12 midnight, and the alley only for Sunday, July 26th from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. Kamani Lakenfang for the temple at 45 Bernier Street. There'll be a band with a sound system for the outdoor grounds for Saturday, July 4th, 12 noon to 8 p.m., and Sunday, July 5th from 12 noon to 8 p.m. Corey Belanger for Saturday, July 25th, 2009 from 6 p.m. to 12 midnight. Live entertainment, bands will be at Jackson Street adjacent to the Early Garage. This will be an enclosed area. This is for the Uptown Lowell Music and Arts Festival. And last is the Lowell Farmers Market, CTI. Matthew Himmel, the market manager, for Fridays, starting Friday, July 10th, and running through inclusive of October 23rd, 2009. Approximately hours from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m., where the farmers market will be set up at the JFK Plaza, 50 Arcan Drive, acoustic music with the sound system.
All right, step up and introduce yourself for the record, any order, just,
John Marciano, National Park Service.
John, all
Lowell
right.
Summer Music Series, Lowell Folk Festival.
Adriana De Stefano, Cafe Paradiso.
Okay. Penny?
Penny Hamburgers, Worthen House Cafe.
Okay, Kimini?
Corey Belanger, Major's Pub.
Okay.
Giovanni Lagopeng.
Okay. All right, Mark didn't make it. All right. John, what's the latest the music is going to run?
What are we talking about?
I'm sorry?
Lowell Folk Festival, Lowell
Yes.
Summer Music Series. Lowell Folk Festival, we pretty much wrap up at 10:15, 10:30 p.m. For the
Okay.
Lowell Folk Festival. For Lowell Summer Music Series, it's a little bit later on, usually 11 o'clock, we're wrapped.
Okay. That's all right. All right. And Adriana, what time is yours going to run till?
12.
12 midnight? Okay. Okay, now, all right, and the rest of them, we have the time, 6 to 10. Okay. Common sense. That's what dictates amplified sound licenses. Common sense. You can, first of all, the folk festival has top priority. If something is going on at the folk festival, there's music or whatnot, you cannot compete against them. You must shut off your music, okay? We've been trying to tell everybody as they come in, if you have an outdoor venue and you have a liquor license from the board here to serve outdoors during the folk festival, if you have an amplification or sound license from the board, make sure they are posted right there, so the policeman doesn't have to say, are you licensed to be running this, or, any of that nonsense. A spirit of cooperation will go a long, long way, but posting the license is the same as required by the state. Inside most of your facilities, it says you have to post that license in a public place. So I ask that you do that, and then that way that eliminates one major problem. Spirit of cooperation is absolutely of the utmost importance so that everything goes along and flows without any, we don't want people going home from Lowell saying, woo, don't go there. We want them to say, boy, I went to Lowell and I had one heck of a good time. You ought to come back with me next year. That's what it's really all about. That's what it's really all about. So common sense, don't be waking up the neighbors if you say you're going to stop at 10:30 or 12 o'clock, whatever it is, but prior to that, you shouldn't be able to walk 5 blocks away and hear the music. I don't think that's an unreasonable request. You shouldn't be able to walk 5 blocks down the road. I know Ray likes that, but, old people like me, it's very sensitive on my ears. But you don't need to walk 5 blocks away and hear the music, okay? A couple of blocks maybe to entertain, a little more, it's okay. But to get carried away with it, all you're asking for is trouble, okay? Anybody got any questions? Anything at all? Okay? Take a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Motion made and seconded to grant the licenses. All in favor say yes.
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 Thank you.
I can't.
The Commissioner will now take up
Have to-
matters to do with public amusement licensing for the arena, Songus Arena at 300 Martin Luther King Jr. Way. Jeffrey Lasante and Paige Shaler, representatives. 2 applications.
No.
One, the concert for the Offspring. The promoter is Live Nation for Friday, July 10, 2009, from 7:30 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. And second concert would be Mundane, Pedal to the Metal Tour, the Knitting Factory promoter, for Saturday, July 25, 2009, from 7 p.m. to 11:30 p.m.
Introduce yourself for the record, please.
Paige Schaller, Event Coordinator.
Jeff Lasante, Director of Finance.
Okay, and you represent the promoter?
No, the Songus Arena.
You represent the arena?
Yep.
Okay. Know anything about these?
Yeah, and they're both good bands.
I was afraid you were going to say that.
I know you disagree with my taste in
Yes,
music sometimes, but yeah.
Yeah. Any reason we should have any problems with them?
Mr.
Yep.
Chairman, I just want
Yep.
you to be aware, and I hope Captain Webb is aware of it, for the sake of the Lowell Police Department. The second concert, Saturday, July 25th, 2009, is the second night of the Lowell Folk Festival. So I trust the Lowell Police are aware of that.
Okay.
I'm going to assume that there's probably going to be extra buses and trains running in and out of Boston. I'd expect large crowds for both of those shows. So
You want to make a motion?
I'll make the motion.
I knew you would.
Yeah.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor say yes.
Yes.
Yes. Good
Thank
luck.
you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I'll mail out the licenses, okay? All right, thanks.
Okay.
Commission will now take up applications for sidewalk stand permits. Liliana Kulape for downtown dancewear at 120 Merrimack Street from July 1, 2009 to September 30th, 2009. the SRL Enterprise Company, LLC, doing business as Wells Emporium, Linda Williams, manager, 175 Merrimack Street, from July 1, 2009 to September 30th, 2009. And last is the TSJR LLC, doing business as All of That and More. Tracy Rabito is the manager at 167 Market Street for the Folk Festival weekend, July 24th, July 25th, July 26th. And Mr. Andrew Welsh is here represented.
Okay, introduce yourself for the record, please.
Liliana Kualapai, Downtown Dancewear.
Linda Williams, owner of Wells Emporium.
Andrew Welch, all that and more.
Okay. I presume you all have your insurance and your permits, your permission from the city and whatnot, okay? Just a couple of quick things, if we could. If any of you decided you want to put a radio or music outside there, make sure you do something about getting a music amplified. That's kind of important, but that being said, it's just a warning. Make sure the sidewalk is clear. This is a big thing. You got to have enough space on that sidewalk so somebody in a wheelchair can get by, okay? That's really probably the most important thing. It seems that as we do these different events, the table seems to, grow legs of its own. And when you're not looking, it walks out in the sidewalk. How did that get out there, But no, seriously make sure that you maintain that, 4 foot? 4 foot?
Right, a minimum 4 feet, but I believe the nature of this type of request on their part is to have their table up against the front of the building, and so that there shouldn't be any question as to the...
You're going to have them up against you, you're not going to have them so somebody can go behind the table?
No, the table will be up against the building.
Be flat against the buildings?
Yep.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's all right if you put a chair in, as long as you maintain that 4 feet, okay? That's the big thing there, is because we have folks, that, especially if, the Folk Festival weekend, we'll have people coming downtown, the electric wheelchairs, or they'll have a walker or something. We don't want them falling all over and you don't want them falling on something that you put out there, because you're going to hear from their lawyer, And that can't be the most pleasant experience, believe me. I sit next to one. I know what it's like, You got any questions?
I don't think I could follow that. I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor, say yes.
Yes.
Hope the weather holds for you. I hope you had a great time. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You give it to me? Can we get the green cards back? No green cards. Okay.
Commission will now open the hearing on the application by Kathy Zaymountree, doing business as Southeast Asian Restaurant for 343 Market Street. Kathy being a common Vittler licensee and requesting a malt beverage and wine license for the premises at 343 Market Street.
Okay, introduce yourself for the record.
Kathy Sanyamonte, the owner of Southeast Asian Restaurant.
Okay.
Tony Mai, number 74th Avenue in Lowell.
Okay.
Samket Sam Tongsavan, customer, resides at 38B Union Street, Lowell.
Okay. Did you get the green cards back?
No, I don't receive that.
No receipt,
This
no.
is certified mail, but it's not certified return receipt. Oh, yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't get any of the green cards back for this?
The return receipts?
The return receipt?
I not receive that. I not receive that, so,
You didn't receive anything.
It's okay.
Yeah.
The point
She
being,
got receipts, and it shows that
There
she
is
paid
proof
for
that
the,
there's proof that they were mailed.
yeah.
And
the
delivered.
mailing.
Yeah, and she did it
and
right, because
she-
it's got a,
She has an affidavit
Yeah.
okay, yeah,
that I will, be able
Right
to
there.
notarize.
yeah,
For the sake of the commission, she just signed that affidavit regarding having properly sent the notice in a timely manner.
yeah,
And the fact that the green return receipts have not been received by her is no fault of hers, but that she did initiate the mailing, and the white postal slips being stamped at the post office reflect that the day after the publication of the legal notice, the mailing had taken place by certified mail return receipt
Right.
request. So she's done her part as required by
Okay.
state law.
as long as she's,
Which is good.
all right, oh, you want that? Okay. How long have you been, tell me a little bit about the restaurant, how long have you been there?
It's 2 years.
You've been there 2 years?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and whereabouts on Market Street are you?
Where is it? Where is it?
Oh,
It's behind the city hall.
behind the city hall, that
Market Street.
Do you
Market
recall
Street.
the Jarvis Market? Jarvis Market at the corner, at Connell Parkway?
Yeah,
Well, there was a fellow that had a license there, Joe Antonaccio.
okay,
She's taking over his business.
all right,
She took it over several years ago.
but now she,
There was no transfer of license. Joe Antonaccio had maintained the beer and wine license, but when she bought his business, there was no request to transfer the license.
Right.
It was just canceled out.
So now
Okay.
they're looking to add a license.
all right, let's open the hearing up. Is there anybody here to speak in opposition to this license? In opposition, in opposition?
Opposition.
Anyone?
Against it? No, no.
Anyone here to speak in favor? Yeah, okay. Get up to the mic, sir. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Samkit Sam Tongsavan. When I first came there, I just got leave from basic training from the U.S. Army,
Yeah,
and I stopped by, ate some food. I kind of liked it. At the time they were serving alcohol. I come back after doing a tour in Iraq, and then finishing some paperwork with the VA, and I come back and ask for some alcohol. They don't serve alcohol, they said.
yeah.
So I was wondering why they didn't serve it, so I just kind of find out now.
So are you here to say it's a good restaurant?
Very good.
Okay. All right, thank you. Anybody else in favor, in favor? That portion of the hearing's closed. Captain,
Nothing to report, Mr.
okay.
Chairman.
You're entering a whole different arena now. If you get this license, if we grant you this license, now you're gonna have beer and wine, and you're gonna have people that, you gotta be very, very careful who you serve. You gotta make, you gotta familiarize yourself with the laws. Okay? You understand that?
Yes, sir.
As long as you feel comfortable jumping into this arena, I don't see any reason not to. This is a neighborhood that's had a license at that address before. I don't think it's going to create a burden on the community. And really, you need to make sure that you're up on carding everybody, okay? Think about, we don't require it, but we strongly encourage anybody who's serving alcohol to have their people who are making that service take a tips course. If nothing else, it'll familiarize you with the thousands of fake IDs that are out there. So you want to look into those. You may want to consider taking it. Like I said, we don't require it, but it's strongly encouraged. and it's something that we always consider if there's ever a problem, so. Anything else?
Nope.
All right,
I'll make a motion that we grant the license.
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded, all in favor, say yes.
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 Well, if you don't say yes, no one else will, but you know what? We don't want to see you back here. Okay?
Thank you.
Make sure you know what you're doing.
All
Thank
right.
you, sir. Thank you.
Take care.
Awesome, I could eat
Tony,
beer with my food.
Tony,
Sir?
Tony. Just for the information, this matter has to go to Boston, to the Alcoholic Beverages Control Commission. So it's not until the ABC has approved the application
I see.
also
I see.
may the license be issued.
Right, until
And so it'll
license
be
issue.
several weeks. You will be the contact person?
Yes, I am.
Okay, very good, thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, good luck to you.
You dropped a piece of paper on the ground. Never mind, he picked it up.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Have a good day, gentlemen.
Yep, you too now.
Commission will now open the hearing on the application by the Lowell Sports Club, Inc. Manuel A. Silva is the president, the all-alcoholic beverages club licensee at 490 Central Street, requesting alteration of premises to include outdoor seating area at the perimeter of the building, approximately 1,200 square feet. A legal notice had been published June 12th. The applicant was to send notice to the abutters and any church-school or hospital within 500 feet, and we have an affidavit signed by Mr. Silva to that effect, and the green return receipts.
Okay. Introduce yourself for the record, please.
Manny Silva, manager, Lowell Sports Club.
Okay. Why don't we just go right to opening it up? It's a public hearing. Anybody want to speak in opposition? In opposition? In opposition. That portion of the hearing is closed. Anyone wants to speak in favor? In favor? In favor. That portion of the hearing is closed. Okay. From this drawing that you gave us, Manny, it seems that all you have is a little tiny area on the North Street side of the building. It measured, what, 6 foot 4 inches is,
That's where the dumpster is back there.
huh?
That's where a dumpster is, that part of the, what you see from that 6'4" back.
So you're saying from the you're saying from the 6'4" sidewalk width indicator back
Yeah,
to the
to the-
stone bound?
To the stone boundary found there. That's 6'4" that way. When you come up towards Central Street, it's wide.
Well, he's got an arrow pointing to that little line that shows the
he's-
building.
I think he's saying that.
Yeah,
You're saying it's this way. I'm saying the architect is saying it this way. The architect is saying that this is 6'4".
Right.
Yeah, from the sidewalk to
He's saying that this is.
the building, it's 6'4" feet.
Yeah,
That's what I own, 6 feet 4 inches.
huh?
That's what I own, 6 feet 4 inches from the sidewalk. That's where the sidewalk begins, not what the city owns.
I understand, but I mean, I was, there's such a tiny area there. I mean, I just don't understand. First of all, you haven't got a window or any doors on that side of the building that are ground
There's-
level.
There's a door there. He
There's a
doesn't have it
door.
on here for some reason, but there's a door.
Fire escape.
The fire escape is up above.
Yeah. Where's the door?
Want me to point it out to you?
Yes, please.
We have him- If you could draw it on the plan.
Sure, here we go. We have a door here. We have a door here.
You have that door blocked by your dumpster?
No, the
That-
dumpster's only a small little dumpster like that.
Why did he block this off that way then?
Oh, we could.
No, why did he block that off that
Oh,
way?
he just put a line there for the measurements from here to here is 6'4",
That's a
6
width
feet 4
measurement.
inches. What he should have did was had a measurement from here to here that told, I think that's on my print, the one I made up. That's the measurement. He just put the measurement there, you know? But I got the front door, the side door, a back door.
So what, Mr. Chairman,
Oh, here we go.
what initially was filed with the application was this location and how it was hand sketched by Manny. Presumably Manny did that.
Yeah.
In conjunction with that was the mortgagee's plan that was also submitted. The question that the License Commission Office had was what was the true proper amount of open space that was under the control of Manuel Silva as the property owner for 490 Central Street. So Mr. Silva took it upon himself at his expense to have a land surveyor do the plan that's now before you. And what you're seeing is approximately on, as you face the front of the building, 490 Central Street, you look to the left, you're looking at approximately less than 3 feet on the left side.
Yep.
On the rear side, you're looking at approximately 3 feet.
3 feet.
Or just approximately 3 feet on the rear. The right side, the side that faces the North Street as it exits is a one-way. His maximum footage, approximately 12 feet at its, from this corner of the building to the beginning of the sidewalk. The sidewalk will be presumably it's out here, and then you have the street. So we don't have any measurement on the sidewalk itself, but Mr. Silva's property extends approximately 12 feet from here to there. He's got the building as it juts out. So what you're looking at for all practical purposes for an outside seating area for members of the club and their guests would be this portion of Mr. Silva's property or under the control of the club itself.
Yeah. Actually, would be here and out front. We've changed this back part here. It's obvious we can't, oh, thanks, Walter. We can't sit people in 3 feet. That's storage. Tables in the front would be 6.5 feet, and then these would be right here. And this is where the...
I went by there. This is fenced off?
Yeah, the fence.
How do you get in there?
Well,
You got
right here
marks.
is, what we're gonna do is put a gate here. There's a fence here, which I'll put a gate there to get in there. That's just for storage, for tables, chairs, whatever, you know, after we close, we don't wanna leave everything out there. We just bring it right in there. It'll be fenced in, you know, I'll put a fence there, put the tables and chairs inside there, and also on the back here if we need extra room to put tables and chairs. This is a better view of it right here.
Well, I can tell you, you know, I drove by it and I stopped and I took a look at it, and I was by there Saturday. Go back to the
Okay.
opening, if you would. You know, I went by Saturday and I took a look at it and I come up this street. You can just about get a car up North Street. I mean, I tried coming up the street on the side of this building here, and I put the mirrors in on my car because it was that close.
Yeah, it's a one-way.
I know it is. I was
Okay.
there, okay? I mean, it's one way, but there's no room there. There's just no room. The cars are, you know, one car is on one side of the street, and, you know, to me, it just, I can't, you know, I can see you putting, I looked at it, and I will tell you I was upset. The front door was open.
Shampooing the rugs that
Well,
morning.
it doesn't matter what you're doing, Manny.
Okay.
The rules and regulations, you know, that's why, see, the minute you got an excuse, and that's why I'm being very apprehensive about this whole thing, because it never is simple. It's never a simple yes or no, okay? There was a big sign out front, free membership. You were selling crabs. There was a big sign out front, okay?
Yes.
You know, I don't know, can you have a private club open and be selling stuff out of it? I don't know, but the door was open and people were coming and going, okay? And I'm just telling you, because I was there. I went over and I took the time and trouble to look at this, because, you know, I'm trying to figure out how you can do this. Now, I would say to you, in all honesty, I could see you putting 4 tables out in front of the building. You have a rather large area with the fire extinguishers, and you've got that kind of gated off. But, you know, you've got 2.7 inches, 2 foot 7 inches down the side of this building.
Yep,
2.7 feet is...
Oh, well, feet.
2 points.
It's 2 foot 7 inches.
That's just for storage.
Roughly, yeah.
Yeah.
2.7.
And you're gonna put a fence up, you gotta put the fence on your property,
Correct.
so, yeah.
Mr. Chairman, can I just add to the comments that made by clarifying the outer portion of this here
Yeah,
and back here is all chain link fence.
right,
The property owner touching Mr.
It's already
Leander
fenced.
yeah,
has it all hot top.
Right.
And
and it's got a big electric fence right here, gate,
set up as a parking area.
right.
So this line here exists a chain link fence. So if Mr. Silva, as he's just indicated, is using it as storage, it's not technically going to be part of the licensed premises for purposes of alcohol beverages.
Right.
So what you're really looking at...
Is
if I
this
can
here.
just get to the heart of it, is this portion here and possibly the front as an area where sidewalk seating or seating for an outdoor cafe could exist. That's what you're really looking at the moment.
I understand that.
Okay.
I'm just, you know, the difference, the way it's just drawn, and he's got it coming down to here, and you couldn't possibly do this. You'd have to do that in this area right here. Okay? But as I said, as far as the front of the building's concerned, it seemed to me that you had more than enough space to serve, you know, beverages and still leave the 4-foot way on the sidewalk. The side of the building, I just can't see it. I can't see how you can control it. It's gonna be around the corner from where you are.
Well, yeah, but Walter, down the road, we're gonna put back all the original windows, so it's all gonna be opened up, where the windows will go down to the table when you're sitting out there, so they actually, the bartender, whoever is outside, they can see all from
Well,
inside,
you know,
outside.
That's all well and fine, Manny. Down the road, then you could maybe get an outdoor license for there. But right now, you don't have a way of controlling that. The tables and chairs are down here, and the windows are up there.
Oh, I know, but if we're gonna be
You
serving
know,
out
so
there,
I'm not trying to give you a hard time. I'm just
I
trying to
know,
say.
but if we're gonna be serving out there, we're gonna have a
we deal
waitress
with
out
some-
there serving
We
the
deal with public
members.
safety. Public safety, the street is so narrow. You got a string of cars coming up here. It's a one-way up this way. As I said, I mean, if you want to modify as far, I don't know, you know, I'm just saying, in looking at it, I can see, you know, a couple of tables out in front here, 4, you've got 4 drawn in there. I don't think that would be a problem. But down the side of the building, I can't see it. Ray?
I'd say my concern with the side of the building is I walk through that neighborhood on a regular basis, and I don't think I have yet, in about 3 years, not seen cars parked on that sidewalk. That's the problem, is that, you know, I'm presuming that these cars have something to do with the business, but they're always parked on the sidewalk, one tire in the street, you know, but usually 2/3 of the way up on the sidewalk. So I don't believe that there's really 13 feet of width at the widest point when there's a car sitting there. With the front, I agree with the chairman that there is room in the front, but on the side, it's basically been used, and I've yet to not see it be used as parking. So unless we're going to get rid of all the parking on that area of the street, and we are talking about a very narrow road where if cars are not on the sidewalks, there's not enough room to get a car up the street. So I'm going to have to defer to you on that one, but I do share your concerns regarding the North Street side.
You know, the simple thing about this is if you want to redo this plan, if you want to submit a plan to the board for the front, putting cafe tables out in the front here, as long as we can get a measurement on the sidewalk. They didn't give us a measurement, so we don't know
There's
where.
a measurement on there, Walter.
Huh?
It's 6'2".
This, is 6'2"?
34.96 wide.
Yeah, I'm not concerned about the width. 6'2", is that the sidewalk to the curb?
No, this is what I own.
That's
I own
6'2" that you-
6'2", plus,
okay,
I
okay.
believe the sidewalk's
All right,
4 or 5
okay.
feet wide.
All right. I want you to, and you don't have to go to your architect and spend money. I just want you to get me the measurement of the edge from your building to the curb. That's what I want, your building to the curb. I want to know that there's 4 feet beyond that 6'2".
Okay, well, you
That-
mean for the sidewalk? You want
Excuse
me to
me?
measure the sidewalk for you, besides my building?
Correct. I
Okay,
want to know
sure.
from your building to the curb. I want to know that if you set up out there, there's a minimum of 4-foot clear space so people can walk by.
Sure,
Okay?
sure, okay.
You know, and that being said, if you want to,
I'll come right back, I'll go do it right now.
okay? You want to
Okay.
go and do it right now? Go
Yep.
do it right now?
I'll do it, and I'll be right
And we'll
back.
just postpone this. I mean, it's not our business to try to give somebody, but
No, it's, I will go
you know?
do it right now. I'm only up the street.
is there somebody over there can measure it?
Yeah, I'll
That
call
can
somebody.
read, okay.
All right, that's
Yeah.
what I'll do. I got my guy right up there.
All right,
All right, thank you.
we'll set it aside for a few minutes, is that okay? Okay? All right, next on the agenda, sorry about that. I messed you up. Next
Commission
on,
will now-
sorry about that, I was going to say next on the agenda.
Commission will now take up the application by Abdi Ad-Dahali, doing business as Carman Auto Sales, used car dealer licensee used car dealer licensee, Class 2, number 592-B. Is a transfer of a license from the present lot at 915 Pawtucket Street to the lot at 1418 Middlesex Street. The lot at 1418 Middlesex Street is an open lot consisting of an area approximately 90 feet by 160 feet. It's for the storage of motor vehicles. There is an office and garage space in the small building, which is approximately 30 feet by 25 feet. The maximum number of motor vehicles on the lot at 1418 Middlesex Street is 60, and that's set by the License Commission. At the present time, there is a licensee at 1418 Middlesex Street, Lowell Used Auto Parts, Inc., doing business as Lowell Used Auto Sales. Ralph J. Tucci Sr. is the president. His license number is 720-B. Mr. Tucci has, of his own volition, surrendered his license today for cancellation, so should the commission choose to do so. And Mr. Ad-Dahali is presently in agreement to hold a lease starting July 1st for 1418 Middlesex Street.
Introduce yourself for the record, please.
Abdi Ad-Dahali, Carman Auto Sale.
Ralph Tucci, Lowell Used
Okay.
Auto.
All right, and Ralph, you're giving this up voluntarily?
Yes.
I make a motion to accept the license.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, all in favor, say yes.
Yes.
Okay, and you, sir, have a license at 915 Pawtucket Street?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How many cars do you have down there?
License for 77. Presently,
licensed-
53 on the lot right now, but license for 77.
Okay, but you're gonna go to one that's only licensed for 60?
We understand.
You
sir.
understand that?
60, yes.
Okay. And how is your standing with the registry and your records? Everything's
100%.
everything's right up to snuff, right?
Yes.
Okay. Have we had any complaints against this used car dealer that you're aware of, Jack, or?
Not that I'm
No?
aware of.
Okay. How long you been in business, sir?
In Lowell or
Yeah,
generally?
Well,
22 years.
Look, this is your opportunity. People watch this. Tell
Yeah.
them about your business.
22 years.
22 years. Okay, and how long have you been at 915 Pawtucket Street?
5 years.
5 years.
Prior to that, we were at 1995 Middlesex. We were there for 7 years.
Okay. All right. So what we're doing is we're just kind of swapping licenses here, okay? Does he have to get like a new bond or any? Or
No,
you
I
just
looked through the
change-
packet, the bond continues in effect. There's
For the
there's
other
an
one?
affidavit in there from the
Okay,
bond company.
all right.
So,
Motion to grant the transfer of the licensed, okay? Motion to grant the transfer of the license to Middlesex, the 1418 Middlesex Street.
I'll second the motion.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor, say yes.
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 All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Mr. Himmel, are you here? Yes. Okay.
He is. Are you the guy sitting in traffic?
I'm the guy who was sitting in traffic. I do apologize for being late.
It's okay, it happens.
Matthew Himmel is the market manager for the farmers market to be held at the Arcan Drive JFK Civic Plaza, starting July 10th through the October 23rd. He's hoping to have a little acoustic music with a sound system during the farmer market's opening when it's scheduled to take place on Fridays.
Okay. Introduce yourself, please.
Matthew Himmel,
Okay, tell me what a little, what did you say, acoustic music?
lightly amplified. I think it's probably the best description.
Lightly amplified.
Correct.
Okay, 'cause you got a lot of people here in City Hall, you know, and you don't want to give these people any more headaches than what they already have.
Right.
Because God knows they got their share, okay?
Yeah, I mean, this isn't a performance hall. This is, I mean, first and foremost, a farmer's market. So I'd say if 10 feet away a vendor has to raise their voice over the music, then that's kind of...
You'd be losing your vendors if you
We'd be
had to
losing
do
our
that.
vendors.
There you go.
And, yeah.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Yep.
You're all set.
Good luck to you.
Where were we, Ben? Oh,
We're going to deal with the two requests.
Commissioner will now open the hearing on the allegation of misconduct as charged by Kenneth E. LaValle, Superintendent of Police, against the corporation known as M&B and Sons Liquors, Inc. Manuel V. Correa is the manager, the all-alcoholic beverage packaged goods store licensee at 36 Concord Street.
well, introduce yourself for the record, please. I don't remember.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Michael Talty from Manuel Correa.
Manny Correa.
Okay. Have you read the complaint, Counselor?
Yes.
Do you want it read into the record?
No. Would
No.
waive that.
Okay. I'm going to ask Captain Webb just to give the policeman here?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Go ahead,
Lieutenant
Lieutenant.
Hodgson
I'm
is
going to ask the lieutenant if he'd step up. And in your own words, just, you know, so that we...
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Lieutenant James
Yep.
Hodgson, Lowell Police. On April 11th, 2009, approximately 1:49 p.m., We conducting alcohol compliance checks in the city of Lowell of 17 liquor stores and 6 bars. At 1:49 p.m. on that date, we sent the 20-year-old male into Belvedere Liquors on Concord Street with the instruction to attempt to purchase alcohol. He did not carry any identification on his person, and he was provided money by me. Upon entering the store, he picked up a 6-pack of Natural Light beer, brought it to the counter. A male clerk, described as a dark-skinned male wearing glasses and a leather jacket, was a lone clerk working at the time. He approached the clerk, purchased the 6-pack of Natural Light beer without asking for any identification. He left the store, came to my location, and turned over the Natural Light beer. With that, myself and another detective went into Belvedere Liquors. We immediately recognized the clerk behind the counter wearing the leather jacket and glasses. I approached him, identified ourselves. Well, police, he identified himself as Jose Manuel da Silva, and we informed him that he just sold a 6-pack of beer to a minor. And we further instructed him that this be brought to the License Commission's attention for further action. That's summary of the events that occurred.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let me just ask, was he cooperative when in your dealings with him?
Yes, he was.
And have you had any problems with anybody in the store being uncooperative in the past?
No.
Okay.
Okay. But they, okay. Tell me what happened. Where, you know, just out of curiosity, I never can understand it, so I have to ask. Okay, where is Manuel Correa? Where's the guy that sold this gentleman right here?
Mr. De Silva.
This is the gentleman that sold it?
Yes, he came on his own today. He wanted to be here.
Well, you know what? That says a lot. That
does.
says an awful lot. Because most of the time, these guys hit and run. They leave the boss out there, and you know, anybody can make a mistake. And, you know, unfortunately, this gentleman made a mistake last year, and he's made one again this year. And you know, I mean, I'm not saying, but nobody gets just because you're in the business, get a free pass. But I will say, I am very impressed, and I congratulate you, sure. There's nothing with saying, hey, I made a mistake. What happened? Tell me, come over the mic here, introduce, just tell us what happened in the store.
Yeah, my name is Jose. It's a busy day, you know, but it's forgot ask the idea about the guy. But never sold, if you know, never sold for the beer for the young guys.
Yeah.
Because I know about that, it's against for the law. But now I am sorry about this.
Yep.
Okay?
Well, you know, it is, and it was the end of the day.
Yeah.
It was late, it was early morning, what time was it? 1:49, 10 minutes to 2. Oh, it was in the hour, excuse me, it was the PM, PM. I'm getting confused, sorry. Okay, it was in the afternoon, then it wasn't that long a day. You know, I still can say I'm impressed with the fact that you would show up and take responsibility for what you did.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe in my heart of hearts, just looking at you and hearing you, you are sorry for what you did, that you jeopardized this gentleman's license.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, are you still working there?
No. I stay in the back.
He's working on the can. I seen him at the can.
Where are you working?
There's a redemption
Yeah,
center
redemption
at the
center.
store, and he's been working.
So
there.
you
He's
got
not
moved
on the
out?
counter anymore.
No, he's not staying in the counter now.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you know, there's two lines of thinking there. You know, one is that you get caught and you get into a situation like this, you would be ever more vigilant from there on in, knowing that you got caught once. So sometimes that's a good thing to think about. Because, you know, we all think we can get away with it. Everybody does. Everybody, you know, don't worry about it, I'm not. But all of a sudden, that fickle finger of fate comes down, and the police officer walks in the building, and you know what? It's all over. It's all over. The other thing I want to say to you is that you're cooperating. Commissioner Weicker asking, you know, whether you cooperated. That's very important. That's in your favor. There's absolutely, the police are trying to do a job. You know, unfortunately, we will never know sometimes, you know, these accidents are so horrific. These kids today, they have absolutely no concept whatsoever of the responsibilities of drinking. They go out and wrap themselves around a telephone pole. You know, it's a terrible thing to say, but, you know, they're gone. But the family and the relatives and the friends, they live with that the rest of their lives, And I would not want to be the fellow that was on the side of the counter that sold that person a six-pack of beer or a bottle of whiskey or whatever it might be. I would never, you know, and I'm sure, you know, most folks would never forgive themselves. Right.
Again, I'm going to echo Chairman Bayless's words. I'm very impressed that you actually have the person come forward who made the sale, because I think that's, if not a first since I've been on the board, it's certainly a very, very rare occasion. Normally you get somebody working behind the counter and they take off, and, you know, it says a lot about the fact that you kept the employee on, transferred him to another area of the store where he wouldn't be, you know, potentially subject to making that same mistake. What are you doing as far as people who are working the counter now, as far as, you know, their training?
This is a family-owned business. Mr. Correa's son, Marcio, is here. He is actually a tips trained, as is Mr. Correa. They're really the ones who are working most of the hours behind the counter. They're hardworking people. Mr. Correa came here from the Azores back in the 1980s. He actually worked, if you remember, the old Mother Hubbard factory over on Rogers Street for years, saved up enough money to buy a liquor store. So he's a real, true success story, entrepreneurial success. And he just wants the commission to be aware that this is not typical of the way that he does business. He's sorry for it. But they are moving forward aware of what they need to do in order to make sure this doesn't happen again.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like you said, they put in, and I'm sure they do, they put in a tremendous number of hours. You know, you hear all these people, oh, boy, you're lucky, you own your own business. Boy, are you lucky. They have no idea the number of hours and the dedication you have to have. But obviously, they should be training other people in the, you know, that are in their employ, so that they, once in a while, can comfortably walk out and know that that person, just as this gentleman, although he made a mistake, you can tell that he took this to heart, that he did this, and you know, it really bothers him. It wasn't just a job. It was, he made a mistake. And so, you know, based on this, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm kind of in favor, keep the complaint on file for 6 months.
I'm going to second that.
And in 6 months, if it's gone, we'll wipe it off your record. My strongest suggestion to you, though, is where you made the investment in yourself and your son, make the investment in a couple other employees or other members of the family that you can, and you know, sometimes it's not the family necessarily that you can trust, but you know, an employee like this gentleman who's a stand-up guy, that's what you need, is somebody's going to stand up and say, you know what, I made a mistake, and I'm not letting you walk in there by yourself.
We currently have an employee working there now at night. An older gentleman also, he's worked in the liquor business before for 5-6 years at a previous store, and he's actually working the night shift, and he's very responsible, like he was also. We made that mistake. And another thing is, there was prior stings done in the past, and we have a letter from...
Yep.
They've survived a lot of them before.
Yep.
This time.
All right.
Our employees are all older gentlemen, you know, not kids, and so this instance happened, so we took him out of there, we put him in the back, we didn't want to fire him. We want to continue having him there, and hopefully in the future...
Work his way back out.
Work his way back.
Okay.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor, say yes.
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 Mr. Chairman, if I could just interject one thing, for the sake of clarification and for the record and for the Lowell Police Department in terms of when they do research on prior incidences where people have been cited for a violation, when you say in this motion to put it on file, well, frankly, it is on file. The fact that we received the
Yeah.
complaint from the superintendent of police, as soon as you receive it and set a hearing date, the matter of the letter is on file. But I think, just for the sake of any future decision, whether it be this one, if you wish to amend it, or is a reflection of the record, that the 6 months really is a 6 months probation. May that be the proper way of
Well, okay,
defining
that's
it?
what I meant by it.
Well, I
Sorry
understand
about
that, but I think what I'm trying to make clear in terms of, in my communication with the Lowell Police, and in terms of any reference that may come from them as to what may have transpired with a particular licensee in the past, so that any motion on the commission's part to put on file essentially is a probationary
Yep.
matter.
I think that we've always done it that way, that anytime we've said place it on file for a period of whatever number of months, we've meant it as a probationary period, so.
Period, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, all right,
Thank you, gentlemen.
okay. Okay, can we go back to Manny and get him out?
Mr. Silva, Emmanuel Silva from the Lowell Sports Club is now with us.
I've never had that guy come in, never. No, it's the first time, that's the first for me. And we're,
13.3.
okay, you got 13.3, you got 6 foot of it that you own?
6.2, 7.1 for the sidewalk.
Yeah. I have no problem with you putting the tables out front, not at all. If you've got, do they have a formula on, no, they don't. You show 4 tables. I thought the front was bigger than that, but I'm gonna leave that discretion up to you. You've gotta make sure that the people know that they can't be sliding the table out, you know what I mean? You got like 4 tables here, and I don't know whether 4 or 6 would fit, or however. And I have no, we're not gonna specify yeah, go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, just for the sake of, I know what's going to happen, should you take favorable action on this matter, and that is to be sent to Boston, to the
Right.
Alcohol Beverages Control Commission, there is a serious concern, I know, from not only this local board, but also from the Alcohol Beverages Control Commission, that passerbys could have easy access to a table, or the people sitting at a table have easy access to the people passing by.
Right.
And that in this type of situation, and in the situation where everything is so close together, sidewalk and the public way and the private way being the property owned by the sports club, that a temporary barrier be erected to prevent any misunderstanding, any movement that you've suggested.
He's got a rope out front
Okay, but
around it.
Mr. Chairman, just for the sake of, the rope
Is
is
not a
not
barrier.
quite what it's meant.
I understand.
Okay.
I'm gonna,
All right, just want to make you
no,
aware.
go ahead.
Because.
Okay. You know, like you got with the rope with the fire extinguishers there out in
Yeah.
front?
Well,
okay?
that's just experimental we're doing.
Well, okay, and I was hoping you were gonna say that, but you need to put some kind of a barrier.
Yeah.
Something more
like a
substantial.
planter or a fence or something
I
that'll.
like the plan is better.
Okay, out front, make it look, add a little beauty to the neighborhood at the same time. And I would suggest to you that maybe you just drove around downtown, there's a couple of different types, but, something that people walking by can't easily reach over and,
Yeah.
you don't build something that, sky high. Do something nice and in moderation, and it'll look good, and,
I've seen a few downtown I
and then
like.
then you look at it, just depending on the size table you use, can determine whether you put, 2 or 4, 2 or 3 on either side of the door. But I think you'd have a nice area there, I really do. And if at some point in time you lower the windows and stuff, I think on the side is, I don't know how, I really don't know how you could use it.
That's
Again,
another-
going with
That'll be
Ray.
another day.
Right. And going with what Ray said, and I drove up there 3 times to look at this. And all 3 times that I went there, the cars were on the sidewalk. And one time I went up, literally, I closed my mirrors in because I really genuinely didn't think I was going to get by the cars between
Streets
the
were
car
built
and
for
the other
wagons.
car, okay? So what we need from you is a modification in your own hand. You don't need this
Okay.
architect going over, okay? Showing some type of a barrier, the height of it and whatnot,
Okay.
okay? I would go so far as to say to you that if you're willing to modify the plan, and you can bring the drawing in and whatnot, it has to go to Boston for approval, right? Doesn't it, Ryan?
Okay, can I just?
Yeah?
Be-
No?
The question, may I just, the
Sure.
question I have is, ought not the commission look at any final plan that might be submitted before sending it into Boston? In other words, Mr. Silver and I have had discussions on the
Yeah.
area before the hearing was set. We discussed it on the phone, and as I indicated at the beginning of the meeting, how the hearing on this matter, he had gone to the expense of having a land surveyor do up the sketch. For purposes of, because of the nature of the outside seating area, and because it's a kind of location where there's a lot of foot traffic, there's a lot of motor vehicle traffic, and it's a highly congested area, as we all know. I would like for the board to see finally what his plan is before I send it into Boston.
Okay.
So that you are content, because if in fact something is not proper in your mind when you drive by the next time, after the matter has been approved and are out there, I know you're going to be a little upset. And I know Commissioner
So how
Weichman would
can
be
we do
also.
this?
All right, why don't we say that,
Tie him up.
okay,
Can you have it done by the next meeting?
Sure.
all right,
Okay.
July 9th,
Put them on for the next meeting.
all right.
Okay.
Can you bring in the papers ahead of time, Manny?
Sure.
The
I'll bring it.
drawing and everything,
Drawing,
drop it off
showing
of
what-
Ryan?
Yeah.
What you're gonna
He
do
could
for a
call
barrier?
us. We could go, we can, take a look at it, but we'll have a meet, we'll have you at a regular meeting.
Yeah.
But that way there, if we have any questions, we can fire them at you ahead of time, and, that way there, we'll know what you're doing.
I'll even set it up, take pictures, and show you the tables and everything.
Okay. All right, so what we want to do is continue the hearing
To
till...
July 9th.
Okay.
July 9th?
Yes.
Yeah,
It's the
July
next
9th.
meeting.
Okay.
Next
Okay.
meeting, okay?
Thank you very much. Happy
All right.
sport.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, what else? Oh, wait a minute, I lost my agenda.
Commission had two hearings set up for this afternoon as well for complaints that the superintendent of police had filed. The first or second of the three hearings that would have been held today would have been regarding DNY Corporation doing business as Jerry's Food Store number 2, Bhupendra Patel, manager, the malt beverage and wine only packaged goods store licensee at 207 University Avenue. Also, the third complaint from the superintendent was against Vijay Patel, doing business as Jerry's Food Store, the malt beverage and wines only packaged goods store licensee at 1172 Lawrence Street. Yesterday afternoon, there was a request on the part of an attorney who was hired to be legal counsel for both licensees. Attorney Steve Panagiotakis had filed a letter requesting that the two hearings be continued to the next regular meeting, which will be for July the 9th. So if the commission wants to schedule it for July 9th.
Motion to schedule the meetings for July 9th.
Second.
All in favor, yes.
Yes.
There is also a matter to do with the continuance of a hearing that was commenced on May 14, 2009 regarding MC Auto LLC, Michael W. Caveney, manager, used car dealer licensee Class 2, number 727-B, for premises at 173 Stedman Street. Donald J. Duran, the property owner at 173 Stedman Street, had notified the License Commission that the tenant had vacated the premises and had not paid rent. Earlier this afternoon, Mr. Caveney had stopped by the law department. I spoke with him. Also, Solicitor Brian Leahy had spoken with him. Was intending to surrender his license, the used car dealer's license for 173 Stedman Street, so that he would not have to appear before the License Commission this afternoon. He has signed a statement. I have notarized that statement, to which he is, of his own volition, is surrendering the license. And so the...
Motion to accept the license.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor, say yes.
Yes. And I just go on record, I know that I think there was some talk in the beginning that he had stored his cars at another location where some land his brother owned, and I would have no problem if he was going to apply to transfer his license to whatever the new address is. I don't want to wade into the middle of a civil court dispute. So if he's looking to transfer, I don't know if that was anything that he discussed with you.
I think that Mr. Caveney is a person who was not prepared today, certainly to make such a request from the appearance and manner of my conversation with him. He had no thought of that in mind. I think Mr. Caveney is someone who is pretty much shell-shocked by the circumstances he's been presented with. Possibly his inexperience in the business might have contributed to his quick action to have his license just canceled out. Under normal circumstances, he may have had grounds to pursue a private matter in court on this issue, but that's not for us to determine. So it's just.
I just look at it from the perspective of the license goes with the location. If you're not operating at the location,
exactly,
the license doesn't go with you wherever you're going. So if you're not operating there, turn it in or move to transfer it. I don't have a problem with that.
Right.
And, I don't in any way want anybody to think that we're saying that he's unfit for the business, so.
Okay. We also have a matter that had been continued from May 14th, the application by Dawn M. Landry of Londonderry, New Hampshire for a license to buy and sell old gold, silver, and platinum for premises at 62 Lakeview Avenue. And the previous licensee in the last license period, which expired April 30th, 2009, was Linda Lee Perez, doing business as Gold Rush. Ms. Landry is not here with us today. I sent her notice to remind her of her scheduled appearance this afternoon. There's been no communication from her. So it appears that the Commission could take no further action on the matter or deny the application outright, just for the sake of.
Deny the application, make a motion just to deny the application. She didn't show, she obviously doesn't want it.
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded, all in favor, say yes.
Yes.
Okay, did we talk about Korean peoples that buy old gold? Was that settled? Captain, when somebody applies for, you just can be honest, Be as honest as you can with me, okay? That's
I
pretty-
wouldn't qualify it, he
Well,
can be
that's why I didn't
honest.
ask you. If somebody puts in an application to buy old gold and platinum and stuff like that, if we set the policy or set the standard that to do that, we want them to be quarried. They'd have to sign a quarry. How difficult is that for you to? I know that you do it, for liquor licenses and stuff. I mean, this is going to be adding another. I mean, how many do we get? I don't know. How many do we get? Half a dozen in the course of a year? It seems to me like we got more people buying old gold than.
No, if I could just interject
Yeah.
one thing on this matter. The quarry is a very sensitive issue for public officials, in that if you want to do a quarry, you have to be trained to review a quarry report.
Yeah, I don't want to do it.
You don't want to be trained to do
No.
a quarry report. So we cannot request, and it can't be through the local police that we do the quarry.
Why?
Because
They do the quarry
no,
on
excuse
somebody
me,
for a liquor
you
license.
can't. Because the way the quarry law is written, to review a quarry report, you have to be trained by the standards of the Criminal History System Board that they have established. Now, with respect to the Lowell Police, at the request of the License Commission Office, when an application has been filed for an alcohol license, I will forward to a gentleman like Captain Webb pertinent information regarding the applicant to inquire as to whether there is any issue regarding a conviction of a federal, state, or drug narcotics law in accordance with Chapter 138 of the General Laws of Massachusetts. It's then Captain Webb, through the resources of the Lowell Police, will ascertain whether individuals who are applicants for liquor licenses for annual licenses for restaurants, clubs, package stores, if in fact any of these principals involved with this type of application have been convicted of a federal, state, or drug narcotics law.
Okay.
Invariably, most of the applicants have not, a far majority of them have no record of such that Captain Webb has reported. If there are some other outstanding issues that the captain has some concern that should be shared with the License Commission, then it's incumbent upon the License Commission to vote to go into executive session and to discuss the character of the individual, whoever that may be, as far as whatever matter that the Lowell Police may think is of pertinent to the License Commission to know, but it's done in executive session.
Okay. Why, you still, I mean, I'm going along with what you're saying. I'm still saying, we get an application for somebody who wants to set up and buy old gold or platinum or jewel, whatever it is, and we stipulate that we want a background check done on him. We're not asking to do it ourselves. We're saying to the Lowell Police Department, this is a person that could very easily be fencing jewelry and melting down rings and the whole 9 yards, and has been convicted, if you will, 2 or 3 times of buying stolen property. That's all my concern is that somebody would say, just as he does when we ask about a liquor license, he would say there are no issues, no problem. But it just seems that this economy, they get a half a dozen people out there buying stuff that every time you turn around. Yeah.
I can just tell you that, again, I'm not sure what the standard is for used gold, but for pawn shops, you have to be a suitable person. I can assure you that whenever something comes in, some application where there is questions whether or not a person's suitable, whether or not they're qualified, that the Lowell Police Department conducts the appropriate investigation.
Okay.
I think that's all you should be concerned about.
Okay. Next on the agenda.
Mr. Chairman, we received an application earlier in the week regarding transfer of the all-alcoholic beverages hotel license presently held by a corporation known as LHG Beverage Services, Inc. Elizabeth A. Procaccianti is the president. And this business is commonly referred to as the Doubletree at 50 Warren Street. This license for hotel is a application for transfer to a nonprofit organization known as Riverhawks, Inc. Jacqueline Maloney is the president, and as I just stated, the premises at 50 Warren Street. It's a publication of a legal notice in the local newspaper for tomorrow, June 26th. The nature of this application doesn't require that abutters be notified. It's strictly a change of licensee request. The principals of the corporation will be, information of those individuals will be forwarded to Captain Webb for the proper background check for the sake of the License Commission and review of this application for transfer. The hearing is scheduled for the meeting of July the 9th.
Okay. You need a motion to that effect?
Sure.
Motion to get them on, have them come in on July 9th.
Well, second.
All in favor, yes.
Yes.
Yep.
They're looking at a licensed exercise room for alcohol.
Right.
There's a communication from Gretchen Hankins. She's resides for several years now at 35 Riverwalk Way, which is residential property building at the Aiken Street, by the Aiken Street Bridge. She communicated to the License Commission office June 23rd. She's upset with noise that was emanating from the LaLasha Park, and apparently at the time in which the noise was, by her record and account, it was after 10 p.m. That would have been Monday evening or Monday night. The company that manages the LaLasha Park is Diamond Action, Inc., holding a beer and wine license, also holds the license for common vittler, holds the license for amplification of sound, as well as public amusement for professional baseball. They're known as the Lowell Spinners. This Ms. Hankins has had issues with the sound effects at LaLasha Park last year, in the summer of 2008. The fact that the Spinners have just commenced their season.
It's going to be a long season.
The concern is on her part, and presumably she's speaking on behalf not only of herself, but also of other tenants in the building at 35 Riverwalk Way.
How many letters did we get? How many letters did we get?
Just one letter.
Okay. Does she hold herself out as the president of the group, or the, I know I read the letter.
I can't define her role and
Okay.
capacity with the other tenants.
You know, we've got one letter. You know, I feel sorry for her. It's a summer season, the windows are open. It's the baseball season. I think that, yeah, I don't know. Go ahead, say
No, I
something.
mean, I can comment, I mean, I do know that the acoustics in that area are a little bit on the strange side. The sound carries better over the water than it does through the city, because, what is it, about a block and a half away at the Lowell Beer Works, you couldn't hear the game. And as a matter of fact, the employees there were asking when the game was getting over, and people came by there afterwards, but...
Do all the games run after 10?
Not normally.
Anybody know?
Late games.
Do all the games run after 10, or was this a...
It depends on the way the game is playing out in terms of the progression of the innings.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have a
you can get a
well-pitched
3-up, 3
game,
down.
and the batters are up and down and lickety-split. And then there is games when there's a lot of extra base hits, a lot of runs scored.
Yeah, it's tough to estimate the length
Put
of
the
a
letter on
a
file.
baseball game.
Is the police department received a lot of complaints about the noise at the park?
I don't have that information, Mr. Chairman.
Could you check on it?
Yes, I will.
Let me know the next meeting.
I will.
I mean, I don't want to, make light of but it's one complaint, and, the park is packed with folks, and they're spending money in Lowell, and, it's, I don't know, and maybe with this being on television, other people will write in and say, you know what, it's too noisy. But I find it one complaint. It's a public amusement.
I think what I think, in my experience of being at the ballpark, is that some of that amplification can be somewhat inane, somewhat silly in the terms of the way they try to encourage people to respond.
Sure.
Kind of wake up the crowd, and they say in the 5th inning, 6th inning, 7th inning, and so it comes on.
The old guys like me, we fall asleep halfway through the game. They need something to wake them up.
So I think
You're the reason we have a 7th inning stretch.
As the game progresses in the course of the game and the night gets the damp air, the sound effects travel.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say it definitely travels differently depending on where you are in the city, because I know people who've told me that, in parts of Belvedere, they can hear it if they're living close to the water, and people who are living downtown who can't hear it because the buildings block the sound. So it's a beast.
Okay, that's all I have to offer for the commission this afternoon.
Okay. Anything, Captain?
No, nothing else.
No? Anything from the solicitor's office? No. Have anything, Ray?
I have a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. Motion to adjourn. Seconded. All in favor, say yes.
Yes.
Coming home, Benjamin.